What is going on out there, YouTube? John the Laser Blue Junkie coming back at you again. And first and foremost, I do apologize for the 2.5 month delay here. Things have been getting pretty hectic. For those of you who don't know, my wife is actually she's pregnant right now, and she's actually nearing the end of her pregnancy, so we've been scrambling around a lot to, get things ready, to get everything set up, so that's why a lot of my time has been taken up. I haven't really had time to shoot a new video. Also, on top of that, I've been wanting to build up a ton of good stuff for you guys to show you what everything I've got over the last 2.5 months, and believe me, with this video, I will deliver, because between eBay, the Goodwills, thrift stores, LaserDisc Forever members, anybody and everybody, I have had a killer last 2.5 months, and I have built up a lot of good stuff for you guys to show you today. So let's kick it off with the LaserDiscs first. We're going to do LaserDisc Forever members first. So first person who gets, of course, a shout out damn near every video I do, Jeremiah Johnson. He hooked me up pretty good. Had one title I needed from him, and he sold it to me for a killer freaking price. Finally got a copy of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark on LaserDisc. Now, this is a movie I have always liked. I've liked it ever since I was a kid, but I haven't seen it in a couple of years. And when I mean a couple of years, I mean probably about 10 years or so. And I watched it again recently, and man, oh man, seeing it through the eyes of a 35-year-old, man, it's pretty radically different, man. I will tell you right now, it's still a good movie, don't get me wrong, but man, it's just really hard watching Cassandra Peterson act, because, God, it's pretty freaking bad. So, but that aside, I'm still glad this is a movie I have in my collection. Next person who gets a pretty good shout out, and I hope I say his name right, his name is Kai Wiesner. He was a new member, and he ended up putting a bunch of stuff up for sale, and one disc in particular that he had, I was going after it. I did not care. I needed to get this to get part of my Universal Signature Collection complete, so finally got me a copy of The Mummy on LaserDisc, the Brendan Fraser 1999 remake. Man, oh man, this is one beautiful LaserDisc. This has a phenomenal transfer, killer AC3 track. Very glad to have this. For those who do not know, I have officially 10 more Signature Collection titles to get before I have a complete set. I wanted to get The Mummy first, because that was like one of the hardest ones to get, so I have like all the hard titles that I need to get are completely done and wiped off. Everything else that I need to get probably is going to cost me like $10 or less. So hopefully I'll get that completed sometime soon. Next person needs a shout out, and hopefully he gets back in touch with all of us. David Cummings. He's on this weird trip right now, and a lot of people are getting concerned about, what's going on with him. Like, they've paid for movies and haven't gotten them. I have paid him, and luckily I got my movies before he went on his little trip. But I did get two things from him. First thing I got was The Guyver, the original Mark Hamill version, even though Mark Hamill's barely in it. Interestingly, note, this is the uncut version of The Guyver. On DVD, they released it as a director's cut, so to speak, but it was actually a tad bit more edited than what is present on the LaserDisc. So, I've never actually seen The Guyver, but I want to check it out, along with Guyver 2, Dark Hero. He had both of these for like a really good price. I couldn't pass either one of them up, so glad I have these. I do have both of these on DVD, but I've been wanting to get them on LaserDisc. Next person who also gets, again, another big shout out, man, because this guy hooked me up freaking hardcore. Alex Bochco, I have dropped his name on many occasions. Hooked me up with 4 great titles. First one I got, finally got a copy of Prophecy 2. Been after this one for a long time. I love the Prophecy movies, specifically 1, 2, and 3. 2 is actually a little bit better than 3, but they're all good movies. I love the first one the most, but this is one disc that is very hard to come by. It's not pricey, but it doesn't pop up very often, so he gave me a great deal on it. Very glad to have that one in the collection. Also picked up a copy of The Return of the Evil Dead. This is actually the sequel to Tombs of the Blind Dead, but I still need to get that one on LaserDisc, but really glad to have this one. So this one's a little bit harder to come by too, so glad I picked that one up. Another movie, never seen it, but for the price, I wasn't saying no. The Babysitter. Like I said, I wanted to get this one just because he had it, so it looked really cool. And one movie that I have never seen, and usually goes for a little bit of money, and I have to give Jeremiah a huge shout out for this. He's the only reason I know about this next movie. I have never heard of it. but he was the one who said nothing but good things about it. And I actually checked it out, and it actually is a really enjoyable movie, and it will be coming out on Blu-ray very, very soon. And the LaserDisc was going for some crazy money at one point in time, but now the prices have gone down a little bit. Finally got a copy of The Legend of Hillbilly John. This is a pretty interestingly good movie. I do like it. It's cheesy, but hey, it's fun, it's cool, and I'm glad it's one new one to add to the LaserDisc collection. And I think, yep, last but certainly not least, got a new member who just joined, Benjamin Miles. I ended up doing some trading with him, gave him a couple discs, and he gave me some discs I needed. Basically, these next three was to silence the peanut gallery who was trying to say that my Star Wars collection on LaserDisc was not complete. So I figure, well, I'm going to start getting the rest of the domestically released stuff just so I can get people off my back. So we ended up getting the 1992 full-screen, unedited, you know, un-Lucasized BS version of Star Wars. This is time-compressed. Now, interesting case in point, I did confirm with this for you people. The original CBS Fox version from, was it 1983 and then later 1985, while those both use the same transfer, this one is slightly different. It is still time compressed, but I think they added another minute to it and the compression wasn't as bad. So, and it is somewhat noticeable, but, you know, not really that bad. But, you know, next one is Empire Strikes Back. Now, this one, you can really tell it's time compressed. I did a little video, I sent it to a friend of mine about it, and it looks like literally if you're watching this on like a 120 hertz TV that has your motion blur on, this is exactly what it looks like. It's like they cranked, it's like running at 1.5, or not 1.5, like 1.1 speed, and it just goes like rapid fire on a lot of scenes. You can really tell the time compression is really bad. But this one, fortunately, is not time compressed. It is spread over to 2 discs. Also, 1992 version of Return of the Jedi. So, you know, hey, at least now I have the full screen versions. Benjamin is also getting me a copy of the 1985 3-disc CAV edition. So I'm going to get that. Hopefully I can get a copy of the 1985, or he's getting me Empire Strikes Back, I should say. I need to get the Star Wars 1985 CAV edition. So hopefully I'll get that one soon. So LaserDisc Forever members, thank you very much. That is it for you guys. You know, what else can I say? You know, that was it. You know, sorry. But the next couple of stuff, this is all half-price frickin' books. So over the last 2 months, Half Price Books has been getting a lot of new stuff in. And luckily, I've been coming in at the right time to swoop up some of this stuff. Because there's another person around me. I think his name's Edgar. He's local to me. He lives about maybe 20 miles north of me. He goes to Half Price Books a lot too. Apparently I found out he went there, you know, like, this was a couple days ago. He went a day before I did, but luckily these last couple titles, he didn't snatch those. You know, these were stuff I've been looking for a while. So, first one I grabbed was Horror Hotel. Never seen it, but it's an Elite disc, so anything with Elite on it, I'm picking it up. I don't care. I could never ever see the movie. If it says Elite Entertainment, I am buying this. You know, I have to, because I got to support Vinnie Bancolari and Elite Entertainment. So there you go. This one, I could not freaking believe that this one was at the freaking half price for $2.99, and it was just one of the oh my god moments. Like, holy crap, I got like a late release disc for like $3, even though it's a garbage movie, Species 2. But what can I say? You know, I like the first one, so you know, why not? Hey, this is a late release. This is kind of like a trophy disc for me, so yay, I finally got Species 2. And this one I bought just because it's a horror movie and it's from MPI, which MPI Entertainment is actually very local to me. They are still around. They're located pretty much right by that Half Price Books, incidentally enough. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Never seen it, but again, it's a horror movie. It says MPI Entertainment. I'm going to pick it up, so had to do it. These next 4, did not even know that this TV show got a LaserDisc release. Sam Hatch, he commented on one of my photos of what I picked up, and he said, I didn't know it was out on LaserDisc. I'm like, neither did I until I found him there, so had to get Hitchhiker Volume 1. Gotta show that enough so none of you guys will yell at me for not showing my discs long enough. Hitchhiker Volume 2. Hitchhiker Volume 3. And finally, The Hitchhiker Volume 4. So, yeah, tested these out. Parts 2 and 3 got some speckling on them, mainly because these are all 3M discs. But they're watchable. Speckling's not that bad, especially when the picture quality, when the actual picture comes up, you're really not seeing any speckling, so it's really not too bad. And discs 1 and 4 don't have any rot to them, so I took a gamble, for $3 a piece. I figured, why the hell not, for a show that I actually do like. So pretty cool to have all 4 volumes of The Hitchhiker in LaserDisc. This one, now unfortunately I should have grabbed the DVD of this, because I did buy this on DVD recently at a Salvation Army, but I totally forgot to grab it for the sake of this video. But at least this will make up for it. Got the complete set of Faulty Towers. Funny enough, never actually watched this up until about a month or so ago. Somebody told me that it's one of like the best comedies ever made, even though it was only 12 episodes, and it's something you got to check out. And I was apprehensive at first because I am not a big Monty Python fan, but it is nothing like Monty Python, thank goodness. And the one aspect of Monty Python that I do like the most is John Cleese, and I've always admired him as an actor. I think he is excruciatingly funny. I think he's a great guy. So I had to check out Faulty Towers. I did buy that on DVD at a Salvation Army for like $1.50, and glad I bought that because I did enjoy Faulty Towers. I thought it was completely hilarious. And when I saw this LaserDisc set, I was like, okay, I'm grabbing that. I had to get that. And lastly, from Half Price, and again, this is one of them things, like, I could not believe I found this out in the frickin' wild for like $3, and I was like, oh crap, this is mine. I am grabbing this. I've been wanting to get this for a while. The Val Luton collection, man. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I got this for like dirt freaking cheap. So happy that I have this set, man. So a lot of good movies I'm going to be checking out, especially Cat People and I Walk with a Zombie. Those are 2 movies I've been really wanting to check out. So there you go, guys. That is all the LaserDiscs. Excuse me for one quick second while I regroup here so I can make myself a tiny bit of room. All right, there we go. So, again, that is it for the LaserDiscs. For those who want to hang around, I'm going to be doing DVD and Blu-ray updates. If not, the exit's that way. So, all right. So, it has been a good month on the DVD and Blu-ray front. Been finding a lot of stuff at, like, the thrift stores and, like, Best Buy and Amazon that I've been wanting to get my hands on. Outside of flipping, I have been finding a lot of stuff that I've been flipping on eBay, but at the same time, I've been finding a lot of stuff for myself that I've been wanting to keep. So, first thing we'll start off with is a pawn shop that 2 pawn shop movies that I found at this one pawn shop in a town called, in Calumet City. Actually, anyone here should know where Calumet City is, or of Calumet City. So, this Something Weird triple feature DVD for a whole $1, and I couldn't tell you any of these movies. It says High School Big Shot, High School Caesar, and Date Bait. I'm like, okay, well, it's Something Weird Video. It is exploitation B movies from the 50s. So, yeah, I'm picking that up. I don't care. It's $1. So, why the hell not? This one, though, I did have to pick up because, oh, yeah, Hudson Hawk. Freaking love this movie to death. I do have this on Blu-ray, but this has special features, as you can see. Commentary, behind the scenes, interviews, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, for $1, yeah, cool. I got the Blu-ray to watch the movie, but at least I got this for the special features. So, half-price books. Only found a couple of, like, cheap DVDs, like, in their little clearance section. But these 2 I did have to pick up. Of course, it wouldn't be, another video without giving Mikey Baud a shout-out because, Mikey and me both love the Coreys, Corey Feldman and Corey Haim, and when I saw this for like $2 and it was brand new factory sealed, like I unfortunately I broke the seal, but yeah, I had to pick this up. National Lampoon's Last Resort and Dream a Little Dream. I actually already have this Dream a Little Dream separately, but I mainly bought this for Last Resort, which I caught on HBO a bunch of times in the 90s, and I always thought it was like a ridiculously funny, stupid movie, so glad I picked this up for $2. This other one I grabbed, I could not believe this was like $2 too, and I honestly only bought this for one movie, this 4-movie, action collection from Shout Factory. Even though you can see it says half-price books, $2, but I bought this strictly for Bulletproof because I hear this is a really good Gary Busey flick. So, one movie that I did find, now we're on to Goodwill, and there's like quite a few Goodwill things here that I found. Like I'm not gonna say, like, I've got like 5 or 6 Goodwills within like a 20-mile radius of me, and I go to them like all the freaking time. And pretty much they've been doing pretty good on. A lot of people have been donating some stuff that I couldn't believe I got for the dirt. One movie I finally picked up, never actually owned it before. 8mm with Nicolas Cage. I watched it one time, I think, like on VHS when it came out, but I couldn't remember anything about it, so I'm just glad I picked this one up for like $1 or $2. I probably paid $2 for it. This one, unfortunately, I did not get this on Blu-ray when it came out because I missed out. It sold out. But, you know, I didn't want to spend like $30 or $40 on this movie anyway, because I didn't think it was worth spending that kind of money on it on the Blu-ray. But for the DVD, for a whole $1.99, I had to pick up Used Cars. So this is a very funny Robert Zemeckis flick, his actual second film, I believe. So yeah, this is actually a very funny movie. Kurt Russell's hilarious. Jack Warden is awesome in this. So this is a great movie. So glad to have this one finally in my DVD collection. This one, had to get this one too, just so I could hit the... what is it, our member over in Lasers Forever, Vincent Onorati, came up with the term the home video home run, to where you have the DVD, the VHS, the LaserDisc, and the Blu-ray of the same exact movie. So I had to pick up this version just to hit the home video home run. The original theatrical cut of Empire Records. Not very hard to come by on DVD, but not very common either, you know. One of those movies you don't really find out in the wild very often. Plenty of them on eBay, but never out in the wild. So when I found this at a Goodwill for $2, I was grabbing it. So there you go. This one, could not believe I found this at the Goodwill for $2. Factory freaking sealed. And it's probably going to stay that way because I'd rather watch the LaserDisc any day. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. I don't care what anybody says. I love this movie to death. Matthew McConaughey is just like amazeballs in this movie, man. I'm sorry. I love him to death in this movie. It's a crying shame we lost Tobe Hooper last weekend, man. That just sucks. But I know he had nothing to do with this, but Kim Henkel did, and Kim Henkel was his writing partner for the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But that being said, I do like Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. I do have this on LaserDisc, the billed as the Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that actually has extra scenes that were omitted from this cut. So, but either way, glad to have this on DVD, and for $2 factory sealed, yeah, I'm not passing that up. Another killer flick that I found just a couple days ago. I want to say I found this on Monday. Somebody had donated a bunch of factory sealed DVDs to one of my local Goodwills, and a lot of these movies were like really rare and out of print. Like this is stuff that I'm putting on eBay, bear in mind, because these are movies like that I already have. There was a factory sealed copy of Mate One in there, a factory sealed copy of The Rose. You know, it's just like, oh my god, these movies go for a little bit of money, and they only wanted $2 a piece for them. But one flick that was factory sealed, that there was no way I was letting it go. Like, this is for my collection. This is for me. I love this movie. It's readily available on DVD still, but unfortunately, Mill Creek has the rights to it, and it's only available, I think, in this 5-movie pack. I am not sure if they released it by itself, but either way, this is the Sony release of One False Move. Killer movie. One of the top 5 best Bill Paxton movies. I think, if I am not mistaken, I want to say this is Billy Bob Thornton's screenwriting debut. I want to say it is. I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say this was the first movie he ever wrote. And oh man, is this one great movie. So glad to finally have this on DVD. Deserves a Blu-ray release. It better come out sometime soon, because man, it sucks this movie's stuck on DVD. So, and yesterday I found a couple of DVDs. One for my son, which I don't need to show because it's not for me. One to possibly put on eBay. I'm not 100% sure yet. But one that I definitely had to keep for myself. Dilbert, the complete series. Yeah, who in their right mind is gonna freaking donate this for $2? Now, granted, you know, you can buy this for like less than $5 shipped on eBay, but hey, it was cool to find this out in the wild for $2. I'm like, I couldn't say no to it. All the discs were in like mint condition, so very happy to have this on a DVD. I loved freaking Dilbert when it was on TV. This one, could not believe I scored this. This is the last Goodwill pickup that I got. Couldn't believe I got this for $1.99. It's like only $10 new. But like for $2 out in the wild at a freaking Goodwill, you couldn't say no to this. The complete series of The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. Freaking loved this show when it came on TV. I wish it would have never got freaking canceled, but oh well. Never picked it up at Walmart. I was being a cheapskate, and I was hoping one day I'd find it out in the wild, and I actually did for $2, so very happy. So, yeah, that's that for the Goodwill. Now, I had one good Salvation Army score, and this was, like, I think possibly, like, the score of, like, the lifetime over at the freaking Salvation Army, because we have, like, 3 Salvation Armies near us. I've never really come up on anything too great over there. I have found some good stuff, but this one was just, like, the icing on the freaking cake. I could not believe I found this, and it was actually in good condition, so I was like, okay, this I'm grabbing. Oh, yeah. Hell Night has not come out on Blu-ray yet. Supposedly, it's getting a release from Screen Factory, but nothing is 100% set in stone. But, man, freaking Salvation Army. And for those who don't believe me, I had to save the receipt for this one. If anyone can read it right there. I don't want to go too far deep into that. But, yeah, 81 cents. That's how much I spent on this. 81 cents. Killer deal on Hell Night, man. Because this one goes for quite a bit of money online. What is it? Went to Dollar General. Actually went to grab some groceries, rifled through the DVDs. Found this for $3.95. I could not say no to Street Smart, man. I remember this was out of print. It was going for like a hefty amount of money. Now all of a sudden it's back in print mysteriously. Either that or they found some old back stock. But either, you know what? I'm happy. $3.95. It is on Blu-ray, but I don't want to spend like $20 freaking on it. I'm glad to have it on DVD for $5. This next one was a eBay pickup. And this one took 3.5 weeks to get to my house because it got lost in the mail. But finally happy it showed up. Finally got the deluxe special edition of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest on Blu-ray. Comes with like the book, playing cards, all this cool stuff. So glad to finally have this one. One movie that I have on LaserDisc that I've been wanting to get on Blu-ray forever. And for like, I think it was like $13 shipped. I'm like, I could not say no to that. So very happy. So next up, I have to do these next 3 in a certain order. But finally got numbers 9, 10, and 11 complete from the Vestron home video series. So number 9, I got this used off of eBay, Wishmaster collection. This did, for those of you who don't know, disc 1 is on recall right now because I'll put it up to the back if you guys can read it. It should say DTS HD 5.1. If you can't read it, I'm sorry, but it says it has a DTS HD 5.1 soundtrack. When this came out on Blu-ray, it had a 2.0 soundtrack. And Lionsgate did rectify the problem, and they did give you a, if you send your picture and all your information, you got a replacement disc that has the 5.1 soundtrack on it. So, yeah, finally got number 9. Got me the Wishmaster collection. Best Buy had a sale, if you want to call it a sale, a couple of weeks ago, but they ended up getting in more Vestron titles, and the last 2 that I needed to complete the set are, finally got the Unholy, had this on DVD for a while, but finally got it on Blu-ray, and had to get the Warlock collection, so I've got 1 and 2 on LaserDisc, so glad to have this on Blu-ray finally. You know, got 9, 10, and 11 knocked out, but then number 12 got announced, Slaughter High, so you know I'll be picking that one up as soon as that gets available for pre-order. It already is, but I'm going to wait for the price to drop because $40 is a little too pricey right now. Went to Walmart, had to pick this sucker up. It was only $17, Planet of the Apes Legacy Collection. Never had all of them on Blu-ray before, but now I finally do. So there you go. And lastly, saved the absolute best for last. Good old Amazon. It came through pretty good. Finally got the special Arrow restoration of Reanimator. I did have the German media book of this, but you know what? This version smokes it. So this is actually the best Reanimator has ever or will ever look on home video. So very glad to have this one. And the last thing that I got, I was one of the lucky people that was able to get this for $20. While it was on Amazon for 15 minutes, thanks to a screw-up, and Amazon actually honored it. I had to wait a little while because it was back-ordered, but it finally came in. Amazon came through, got it for $20 whole. Tales from the Crypt Complete Series. I have never owned any of these on DVD before, ever in my life. As much as I love Tales from the Crypt, I have never owned them before. glad to finally have them now, because for $20, it was a steal of a deal. I love the fact that all the DVDs are in regular size DVD cases and not those like Digipack ones that were available in the stores, you know, when they were out readily on DVD. So very glad to have my Tales from the Crypt complete series. So that is it, guys. So thank you again for hanging out with me. Hopefully I'll get another video down the chain sometime soon, but I really don't have anything else new coming in. Plus, with the new baby coming, it's going to be getting a little bit harder to do videos. So, you know, again, I do apologize for the 2.5 month wait on an update video, but the next update video may take just as long due to the fact that we're going to be taking care of a newborn soon. And I have to load up a nice little arsenal. And, oh, by the way, last thing I forgot to say, I did end up getting 2 new LaserDisc players recently, both locally, and both out of the same town, incidentally enough. I ended up getting a CLD D406 complete in the box. Got that for like $100. Got that off Craigslist. And then one person who gets a shout out too, I know he watches my videos, Ryan Pash. He lives out in Lockport, but he got a hold of me last night, and he said that, hey dude, the Goodwill over in Orland Park's got a CLDS 104 for $10. I'm like, I'm down. I'll pick that up. Anytime you can find a working LaserDisc player for like $10, it does not matter if it's a Sony, a Philips, a Magnavox. It does not matter the freaking brand, okay? It's a working LaserDisc player. It's at a thrift store. If it's $10, you grab it no matter what, because it never hurts to have a backup. And this player will be like my backup for my Panasonic LX900 that's in this room. So there you go. So now I'm finally done with the update video. I totally forgot about the 2 players that I picked up. But anyway, thanks again for hanging out. Hopefully we get to do this again sometime soon. But again, if there is a slight delay, you guys all know why. So thanks for hanging out. I will talk to you all later. And as always, keep it spinning. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.